massive day for the unemployed. We got Tectone, Andrew Esquire, and Nux here.
Dude, I've been looking forward to this for a very long time. I got to move my chat away from Andrew's beautiful face. You guys' content is probably the content creators who I consume the most on this platform right now. Dude, there was a period, Andrew, where I'm not sure if you know this. Well, actually, Andrew and WestJet.
I'm aware.
Like,
No, I'm aware. I'm aware. All of my fans are like, Tectone is stalking you right now. Like, you should really look in your closet because I think Tectone is in there and he may be wearing your pajamas.
yeah, like it was every day I would wake up, react to the new WestJet, react to the new Fast Facts. It was, oh my God, it was cinema, man. And I figured rather than just react to some of your guys' video every single day, I think it would just be very nice just to talk to you guys about what's been going on in the streamer slopverse. I don't plan on talking about anything political. No Israel-Palestine. I don't really care to talk about that during the Slopcast. I think WestJet's profile picture's enough, more than enough political propaganda that I want to deal with.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just a progressive mind in a MAGA body.
Oh my God! Did you guys read?
You too.
Did you read?
Get the cancel already.
Did you read that article?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an older one, right?
No, there's a new article called the GQ. Yeah. The GQ put out an article.
Oh, is that the one that Ethan just reacted to?
I think Ethan reacted to it as well as like a leaked Google document about Hassan being a fucking
hold on. Where did the really weird bathtub photo come up? Because that thing has been haunting my nightmares.
Here it is. That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah. That's the GQ article.
Between Hassan and Pedro Pascal, they've been pushing all the wrong people on this.
At least with Pedro Pascal, it's consensual. All right, that's a step in the right direction.
We'll draw that one back.
I'm getting
a Hassan Piker fatigue.
Oh, it's insane.
True.
It is insane. But yeah, I've seen so many people complain about Pedro Pascal like touching women when he has anxiety on set, but I don't really know anything about the guy. He was pretty good at Fantastic Four.
I love the Pedro Pascal lore.
For anybody else, would that work for the average guy on the street who's like, I've got anxiety, therefore I have to fondle you? Yeah, that's not a defense. That's not you go to court, Your Honor. I have anxiety before I had to motor. Like, come on, like that's not gonna work.
Yeah,
true.
All right, you want to hear my favorite Pedro Pascal lore? All right, this is going to blow your minds if you don't know it. Did you know that Pedro Pascal's dad allegedly stole sperm from people and impregnated 5 different women that had children, was chased down by the cops, and fled the country to Chile?
He just like me for real.
Did you know that lore? That's crazy lore. I love that story.
No, I've never heard that. That's crazy. Anyways, something that I thought was very interesting was that Hassan is a guy who recently went on record saying that people who can't outbench him can't talk about his politics. He said if you can't bench 225 4 times, that you can't weigh in on his political takes. So what I just found out earlier is from the new GQ article, Hassan's max bench PR of all time when he was his strongest is 285 pounds, which is how much I just benched yesterday quite easily. So yeah, yeah. I know.
How much money for you to do a chest day with Hassan?
All right, dude, Tectone, debate him. Debate him.
I'll be real, man. I'd rather just get him in a boxing ring. I think that would be. I think that would be my dream.
I mean, that's the thing. That's why he'll never fight Sam Hyde, right? It's because he doesn't actually, all the folks that are fighters, like, and they're trained in fighting skills, they don't have body types like that. They don't have. That's not their like physiology, right?
Yeah.
So I've seen guys over here like Muay Thai fighters. They'll be like 5'2", 5'3". They've taken out guys that are like 7 feet tall and jacked because they just don't know how to fight, right?
Yeah.
It's like bodybuilding and fighting are 2 completely different things.
Yeah. Hassan is what I like to call BFM, which means big for nothing. He's full of finasteride and steroids, and he has not an explosive bone in his body, but he sure does look pretty.
Explosive bone. That's ironic because of his favorite people that he supports.
Yeah.
Also, legal mindset. You mentioned Sam Hyde. Didn't Hassan kind of steal that bench thing from Sam Hyde? Like, he's literally doing his bit. He's like, oh, you got to bench this much. That's like the fucking IW squat thing.
It's the two. If you look hard enough, the 2 sides of the spectrum come back in.
It's the horseshoe. Yeah,
the horseshoe. Yeah.
So another big thing that's happened in the old streamerverse to get away from Hassan for a little bit is this whole thing that I really wanted to talk to you about, Andrew.
For a little bit, because we're going to come back to it.
We are absolutely.
Of course.
All roads lead back to Hassan. But this whole thing going on with, which I think is way bigger than people are giving it credit for, this whole thing about Ethan taking on subreddits and discords and getting moderators.
Massive.
It is.
Because the thing is, people have gone under the presumption that everything they're saying on Discord and Reddit is all private. They're talking very freely, saying things that are crazy, insane in these things, in these chats. And once these are exposed, it's going to set a precedent, which is going to cause a lot of people to panic. But all of this stuff has always been discoverable. And at the end of the day, if pressured by people with enough money, they are going to give that up, right? The only question is, and this is the same thing when I talk about Twitch, it's like, when is the right plaintiff, when is the right person who is significantly pissed off enough going to actually come at that and get it? It doesn't always happen when we want it to happen. Sometimes it happens in a weird way. And in a weird way, Ethan Klein is like the one to take down Hassan, right? Because you wouldn't think it would be Ethan. You think it would be somebody else, somebody who's aggrieved, perhaps on the other side of the political spectrum.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
you know,
please.
Ethan,
Jews are the other side of the political spectrum.
okay. All right. We had to go. Nux bringing it back. All right. Thank you, Nux. But you know, he's got enough money to do this, and frankly, he's got a reason to do this, and it's a very personal reason, right? So because of the personal reasons, those are the lawsuits you really look out for. When I saw that come up on my radar, and I saw the personal reasons, especially with the skulls and stuff like that, it's like, oh, there's a deep-seated motivation here, and those type of people are going to go all in. So that's why I've been covering that one, because this is one that's going to blow up way further. And of course, we all know who's the little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow there, and of course that's WestJet's icon there.
Hell yeah! Wait, I got a question for you. Legal mindset.
Sure.
Because has this ever happened in like law before, like Reddit or whatever, being subpoenaed?
No, it has happened. But the thing is, people don't look at those cases because it's individual disclosure. It's smaller cases. There's plenty of precedent for this, but it hasn't happened on this scale with somebody this famous. So the thing is, these things have always been discoverable. My good friend, my other good lawyer friends that I speak to, they talk all the time about getting stuff from WhatsApp, getting stuff from Facebook, Instagram, etc. This has happened. This has happened all across social media, but people just don't see it because it hasn't trickled up to that level of visibility, right? People don't see it. So now people are going to see live in 4D all these things get disclosed.
So to be honest, what I'm really curious about for the future is there are a lot of controversial people online with controversial fan bases that might do some, borderline illegal things. And I'm curious if this will be a precedent to going after the communities of like actual retards, I don't know, if there's some sort of event tied back to Nick Fuentes, for example, how quick are they going to be to go after his fan base and like find out who all the anonymous Twitter people are?
That's an interesting thing, because see what you're saying, because this is copyright. So this is in the civil realm. So you're talking about criminal stuff. And in the criminal realm, the powers are even further because, after we gave away our rights, back in 2001 and, said, hey, they can just probe into anything. They can go much deeper on the criminal side than even on the civil side. So on the criminal side, these things have been turned over to the feds for years. Come on. You guys all know that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't think the feds...
the current Nick Fuentes drama, this is why I've been thinking about it. So,
give me the TLDR on the Nick Fuentes drama.
I'm not really aware of this, but
you
can explain
okay,
to me
so
as well.
it's a long story.
Yeah.
This dude's been around for like a decade. So the TLDR is Nick Fuentes is a far right. Like when I say far right, I don't mean like Asmongold, who's like a borderline leftist.
Yeah.
I'm talking about far right. Like he thinks that the white race is the best race, and that he wants a Christian nationalist country.
Yeah.
With blasphemy laws and everything. Essentially the Jews control the world. That's his big thing. He's basically massive on the internet right now, and his movement is really, really big. Essentially, the recent drama is he's getting backstabbed by all the other far right people because he's even further right.
Like, didn't Tucker come for him? I saw a little
Tucker
clip about that. Like
Candace Owens.
Well, Candace is about to get felted in court with Macron because all it takes. You guys know about that one. You guys
Oh,
know
yeah,
about
of
that,
like
right?
shirts. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, okay,
Yeah.
so look, this whole community, it's the retard community. It has been my favorite community to look into. Like, I like making fun of Hassan as much as the next guy, but this community, bro. Candace Owens says Jews invented dinosaurs to trick Christians into thinking that God isn't real. Like, she genuinely believes this, okay? Like she is a special retard.
I have never heard this
But
ever.
anyway,
That's crazy.
I
okay,
mean, but the thing is, look,
the
Nux.
Candace
I
Owens
mean,
stuff is amazing.
people have the right to be retards. People have the right to think whatever
True.
they want to think. That is their right to think that. The problem is when you project that in a form that is illegal in the form of
So
defamation.
I'm getting
Right?
to
you
that.
can
So
you can
forget
you can
defamation.
think that, right?
Nick Fuentes was at the Capitol building on January 6th, 2021, urging people to disregard police, break through barriers, and break into the Capitol and take the Capitol. He was there with a megaphone telling
Oh, yeah, you
people
saw
to
that clip?
break into the Capitol. Yeah. Like this is a fact. Like their clips are everywhere.
Okay, that's crazy.
Right? And
Sorry,
so
I haven't. That's really old stuff, so I haven't looked back to it in a while,
Yeah.
so I'm not as familiar with it.
So, but the reason why this came up again, Elon Musk actually just tweeted about this. The reason why this came up again was because they're calling him a Fed, and they're saying, how is it possible that this dude is not in jail? Like, the Biden administration, they fucking went after everybody and their grandma that was anywhere around. Now, this dude is running a movement to do this, and that dude didn't get looked into. Right?
Okay, I don't know much about that, bro. Legal Mind says like no politics. Nux, you're like Israel, Nick Fuentes,
Yeah, look,
like
look,
a rapid fire.
You guys can
Because all
talk
the
about it. You
retards
guys
are
can talk
political.
about it. No, that's fine. Look, once again, you guys can talk about it. But the thing is, from my focus, it's like, okay, from a legal standpoint, it's like, okay, so whether play out both scenarios, whether he is a Fed or is not a Fed, right? At this point, he has no charges levied against him. I mean, he may have some civil suits. I think he had some civil suits maybe against him, Fuentes. Doesn't some of those crazy people sue him? I don't know. Anyways, like the Democratic influencers that came to his door and whatever, there was that incident. But
I'm pretty sure that was just like a serial killer. That wasn't Democratic influencers.
Yeah. Well, whatever. But the point of the matter is like, it's a Zodiac killer. It's Ted Cruz.
No, it was a serial killer. He killed 2 people and then went to Nick Fuentes' house.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I did not know
An
this.
act- it
You're
was an
giving me
actual
all sorts of
serial
lore
killer.
I did not know about.
It was
No,
DB
it was a real serial killer. And you know what Nick Fuentes says? The Jews used their last bullet. They couldn't get me.
So what does Nick Fuentes have against the Jews, Nux?
Oh, everything. He says the Jews did everything. Everything wrong is because the Jews are controlling everything.
Why do so many
I'm not
people?
exaggerating.
No, I'm
So Nick Fuentes says that the Jews did 9/11 and the Jews killed JFK and the
Right,
Jews
so you are Jewish.
controlling the government.
Why do
Yeah.
so many people say these things about Jewish people? I've never understood this.
Oh, it's because I control the weather.
Okay, all right.
But like, take that seriously.
people like Kanye West.
To be clear, are from a legal standpoint, from my standpoint, it's like these things are obviously extreme statements. They're obviously very, very out there, but they're not technically illegal in the United States. You can think these things, and you can say you can even say these
to go
things.
to jail for this.
Yeah,
I don't want to go to jail. I just, it's definitely interesting. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
the main
for sure.
reason why they're all the Jewish conspiracy theories is because Jews are overrepresented in most industries. Like, Jews won a lot more Nobel Prizes than, statistically they should. Jews are overrepresented in the media and in Hollywood and in the banking system. And because of this overrepresentation, the conspiracy theories are, well, they must control everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and there's books that explain that as well. Like I remember reading Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers for a while that explained like some of that, some of like these sort of situations. And a lot of times not coincidences, but those statistical things can be used and interpreted in different ways, right? And in the view of a person from a certain perspective, they might think that or believe that, right? And I guess at the end of the day, it's like, okay, but where are we going with this? Like, what are you asking us to implement or do or take action upon? Here. And that's where we cross the line, right? So it's like, okay, what are you asking your followers to do? If you're asking them to go out there and take action upon any group, right? That is a crime, right?
No, but
If you're saying, hey,
that's
you
what I
guys need
mean.
to, right? So like,
Like, you
that's
could
where
have
I come
another
in, right?
you could have another Nick Fuentes telling people to storm the Capitol kind of thing, and because and you know, people could look into Reddits and actually get the personal information of all the people on Twitter that are showing up to, you know,
But you
get
have
involved.
to understand, and this is what a lot of people get, you know, fooled by, is if you open it's called opening the floodgates. If you open that door, it goes all ways. And
Yeah, that's
sometimes
why I'm
it goes
scared.
against communities. It goes against communities that you like. So you know, this isn't something just because you see an enemy and you're like, I can use this to get an enemy. Once you open that door, it doesn't close again.
Pandora's
I
box.
know. That's what I'm
Right.
kind of scared about. Yeah.
Right.
So while I'm more than happy for all of these Reddit creeps to get it, like these terrorist supporting Reddit creeps to get exposed, more than happy about that. It is always scary to know that, you know, this could get turned on you the moment you are labeled as the bad guy.
Yeah, as long as like the whole checking into users' profiles doesn't go back further than 10 years so they can't get my League of Legends all chat logs, I'm like not really too worried about it.
Well, they're already, but your data is already being scraped up. I mean, that's the whole. I got to do a video on Clippy tomorrow because,
Okay.
like, there is so much of your data that is being scraped up right now. It's insane. And imagine also like with everyone talking to AI, you know, and all the information they're
God.
disclosing and thinking that that information is private and you know, like all the information that's being leaked out there. There is so much that you are sending out there in terms of data, particularly if a service is free. If a service is free, the cost is your information.
Absolutely.
Right. That's what the famous phrase, if it's free, then you're the product.
Then you're the product. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yeah. So like we people are unaware. The normies are unaware of how much is being sucked up into big data.
Okay, well, I know the normies won't know, but I mean, surely somebody knows an engineer that's probably talked about this. What does Mudahar think?
Nux, the floor is yours.
I mean, as far as I understand, his engineering prowess came to the conclusion that, yeah, privacy good and AIs do take your shit. And that's an engineer's opinion from India.
Okay, that's big. All right. So when it comes to, you know what? I'm not gonna make a do not redeem joke. Yeah, that shit was I know that shit was crazy, bro. The gay Mudahar fucking shit was oh my god. Shit like Mudahar and shit like Pirate Software is so horrifying to me because so much of their wrong or everything that happened to them could have been so easily avoided. Like if Pirate Software would have just said, "Hey guys, I fucked up. This was my bad. I didn't play too well," would have prevented people from going to find his ex-roommate, going through all of his Blizzard employees' past like recommendations and accolades, going through every aspect of his personal life. If he were to just take accountability and just say, "Yeah, guys, I played pretty bad in World of Warcraft." It is so fucked up to see how many drastic fall-offs are happening right now and how quickly.
But you understand, but Tectone, you understand like when people are winning, because he the thing is about him, he blew up so quickly because he dominated the shorts algo and just blew up. When you are on that level of winning streak, you guys probably understand this. Like when you because there's a difference between coming up slowly and coming up quick. If you come up quick, you have this like the clout, the God complex, everything else, it feeds into that. And especially if you're already like neurologically susceptible to that, you get into the I am God, I can do anything, I'm on a winning streak, I'm always right. And it's really hard to resist that urge when you come up that quickly because you think there's something magical about you rather than it's just, hey, this was the right place, right time, and, you know, right moment.
In defense of Pirate Software, he was out of mana.
As a guy who has reviewed that clip so many times, he definitely was not out of mana. And he had a mana gem.
I think the
played
Pirate
World of
Software
Warcraft. I'll just tell you right now, I've never played World of Warcraft. So,
as a guy who's played WoW for 12 years,
I think it's so much worse because I'll be honest. I think that the guy is like kind of a scammer also. Like aside from the whole, you know, fake experience at Blizzard thing, like he promises a game, he doesn't end up releasing the game. He raises money for the game for years. He claims he's going to stream so that he could, you know, type the, you know, code the game on stream. He never codes the game on stream. The game is still not out. All right.
Well, that's because he doesn't understand his own code. He doesn't get it.
Yeah, but then you're raising money for it. You're raising money for something that you're not doing.
He's only been working for 7.5 years, man. You just got to stop rushing him. Give him like 10 more years. He'll get it. It's fine.
He needs to outsource the code to a real software engineer.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
True.
Technically, I will say like on that one because I did some. I was like, I think that like technically you can have the title without the degree. That is technically possible.
Yes, absolutely.
As long as you don't, I think in Canada, like as long as you don't call yourself like a PEng, like a professional engineer,
right? Yeah,
whatever.
because there's a certification for that, right? Like a PE is a professional engineer, right? There's a certification for that. Like my best friend is a PE, like a civil engineer in U.S.
Yeah, that's why
right.
I kind of thought the Mudahar thing was like kind of a nothing burger ultimately.
No, that was so stupid.
But it's so stupid, says the guy that made 5 videos.
No. I never said he did anything illegal. That was the part that I think was stupid.
Oh, right.
It's not illegal.
Yeah,
it's not illegal.
You know,
it's
like
not
saying
illegal.
it's immoral is fine, but illegal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And that's a subjective opinion, and people are allowed to have their subjective opinions. They're allowed to say that's scummy, or they'll say, "Oh, I get why he was doing that," right? Because of course, people always puff up their CVs. I've never seen a person with an honest resume. Right? I mean, have you ever read a resume and been like, this is exactly what this person did? No, they've gassed this thing up to, they've cooked this thing up to 1,000%, as you said, Nuts.
Yeah, that is as I would say.
My first job I got was because on my resume I put that I was Diamond in League of Legends. Yep.
Where'd you work? A maid cafe?
The Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake. Yeah, burger joint. I worked there for 5 days.
I thought it was Hooters. Tectone.
No. Oh man, I wish. But yeah, I worked there for 5 days. I finished my training after 5 days, and I go to serve my first table, and it's a bunch of Mexicans, and they don't speak a lick of English. And I look at the other people and say, "What do I do?" They don't speak English, and they shrug. So I just walk out the door, smoke a cigarette, go home, and play more League, and I never come back. So I'm just like not dealing with that, bro. Absolutely.
You and Destiny are similar in that regard.
Yeah.
Let's cool down now. I've done some discovery on the Destiny lawsuit that I can't undiscover in my head, if you know what I'm saying.
So what can we I just had a conversation with Destiny on stream yesterday that went overall really well. Besides the fact that
Destiny is going to settle that thing, which is what, in the beginning, Destiny was giving me some blowback and pushing back against it. But all I ever said was it's going to survive a motion to dismiss, and then it's going to settle, right? Because this thing is one that doesn't need to go to court, doesn't need to go to trial. Like, this is not something that's going to sink Destiny forever, even if it went all the way through. Like, it's going to settle. Most cases settle. 95% of cases settle, right? Like Gina Carano's case that everyone was banking the whole world on, right? These things are going to settle out.
What is the Destiny lawsuit?
I know a lot of people want people to go down, but lawsuits aren't always the way that happens.
What is the Destiny lawsuit? I'm actually not familiar.
Well, I could summarize it if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
All right. So as far as I understand the lore, he was dating a girl that he filmed. It's debatable whether that filming was with consent or not while they were having sex. I think right now she's claiming it wasn't with consent. He says it was. So whatever he said, she said, I don't know.
Okay.
But apparently he distributed that footage without her consent to people. And those people leaked it to the public. That part is not allegedly, that he admits. He sent it to people without her consent. So I think he's getting sued for revenge porn.
Yeah, essentially. But it's like the thing is the element that's going to be interesting to prove is that the leak and like the intentionality and like this person being an agent of Destiny, whoever leaked it. So like we don't know who leaked it
to the public, but he admits he sent it to people.
Correct. So like there's fault there, but it's not some killer. It's not some killer thing. He's going to survive. Destiny, I know people don't like this, but he's going to survive this. He's not going to go away, guys. Sorry, this is not the thing that's going to sink Destiny.
I don't think there's any way to actually sink any streamers anymore that are like mask off creators. I don't think that's a thing that can happen in 2025. Like Hassan is never going to be taken down.
Well, actual crime. I mean, actual crime. Like if Hassan was like out there, like going out with Luffy and raiding, ships, then like, that would be a thing, right? But
he'd be on the front page of Twitch. He'd be fine. Finally, the content we want to see. Yeah. I mean, the guy lives himself doing LA riots.
I think
My
that's all
favorite lawsuit
cosplay.
right
I think
now-
that's all cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my
I
favorite lawsuit
Wait,
now in the
isn't the
creative-
U.S. government literally like kind of looking at Hassan, or is he LARPing and like pretending? and,
No,
like, making-
so he what it
No.
was is he you guys, because I have it like global entry. So when you go back to, if you pass like an extended FBI background check and all this other stuff, they grill you and ask you all these extra questions. You get this global entry card that allows you to go in back and forth in the U.S. quicker. So when you leave, you come back in like an expedited line. You just go up to a machine, you put the little card, and you go right through. You don't even talk to anybody, which I love, because people at the airport are not the brightest. So you just like go right through. You get in, no talking to anything. He lost that privilege because it's a privilege, not a right, because of that connection, apparently, which I would believe. Because it's not a right. It's not a right to have expedited clearance, right? That's a privilege.
Yeah, it makes sense
So
to me.
they removed it's like a Nexus card kind of thing.
Yes.
If you're familiar. And basically they revoked it because apparently, he supports terrorist organizations.
Of course.
Wait,
Yeah.
Tectone,
Which
this
is
is
a
like
good
on the
reason to
same
do
kind
it.
of wave. Sorry, the Nux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were streaming on Twitch for a while, right?
I was. I've been streaming here for 6.5
Would you
years.
say politics ruined Twitch? Because I remember back in the day, before like IRL just chatting shit became big, Twitch was way different.
Yeah, Twitch was way different. I think Twitch was at its best during the Hearthstone and PUBG meta, because everybody was just playing games. Dr. Disrespect, Shroud, Forsen, Nick Kriparian, Amaz, Wreckful, Asmongold, all of them were just gaming every single day. That was the best meta of Twitch. I think IRL was kind of like a slippery slope, because that kind of caused people to want to do the next big extreme thing, which has led people to start just committing crimes on stream. And now we have politics, because everybody's getting older, and as you get older, the more you care about politics and all that shit. And politics is the
What was the
number one
meme?
thing.
It's like you eventually realize that MILFs are just girls your age.
Yes. Yeah. But I do think politics right now have made Twitch the worst it's ever been. When it's, letting people get away with committing crimes, being just blatantly racist. The fact that Mike from PA called Jews a engineered race that is inherently evil, and he gets
Demonic,
banned for a
he
week.
said.
Yeah, a demonic entity, and he gets banned for a fucking
You didn't
week.
know that Jewish is a demonic ethnic?
The thing is, guys, all this stuff is like that boundary being pushed back and back and back. And as they let that slip, it's not going to happen like with one little cut, but it's like death by 1,000 cuts when they push them back so far. And something really extreme is going to happen, or really crazy is going to happen, and then it's just going to all bubble over and it's going to pop, right? Like that is it. What it is a line that's being crossed, and eventually there will be a reckoning.
When does Amazon step in?
That's what I keep wondering. Like the
same.
craziest thing is you go to every
When the
smart TV in America, in every living room, you turn it on, and on the bottom you have Netflix and Disney Plus and Twitch. And you open Twitch, and the whole homepage is a retard terrorist supporter that is telling people to kill Jews. All right? And it's like, wait a second, why is this here?
Yeah. And they also said that they were going to be dealing with viewbots, and then they just did not deal with viewbots at all. Like, it was like 3 days, and then they rolled it back, and everybody has forgotten about it. How they were supposed to like address the huge viewbotting issue on Twitch, as well as many other platforms need to fucking do this. And they said, oh, well, never mind. Because I think there was actually like a day or two where they were all gone. And then they unironically rolled them back. I haven't seen anybody talk about this yet. Because all the viewers who took a hit in viewership are now back to normal numbers. Because I think Twitch realized how bad the viewbotting issue was. They said, oh shit, we can't do this. Put them back, because advertisers are going to pull the fuck out. They rolled it back. Yes.
But the thing is, the advertisers, that's the money. That's
Yes.
the real money, because the amount of money that, like, we get the drippings off of the Thanksgiving turkey, right? They get the whole meat, the whole leg. They get the big cut of that money. So that is really where it comes down to. And that's look at what Twitch actually took action on. They took action on it when it went too far for the advertisers.
Yeah.
Right. That's when it gets pushed. So at some point they're going to do something that really triggers the advertisers, and the advertisers are going to cut it. And that's what I was talking about in my stream with Kick, that why Hassan was like partially right, because it's like, yeah, Stake does isolate Kick in a way like that funding source, but there's pros and cons of having more resilient funding source, right? So
Dog, I
yeah.
don't know how the advertisers, even now, are comfortable with what's going on.
They're getting scammed.
Like,
I think there's some conversations that happen behind the scenes.
They have to.
oh, there definitely are, but Twitch is
Yeah.
still kind of floating around while you have this insane shit. Dude, they're all telling each other to kill other people. Like, what
Yeah.
happened?
Yep.
Okay,
insane.
it's like they're
Yeah.
doxing each other and they're like telling each other to kill other people and
Yeah.
putting bounties on people's heads. Like, what is going on?
Okay, let me lighten it up a little. Speaking of viewbotting, Kaisenet hasn't been live since Twitch released the viewbotting news.
Yes, there's brother. There's been a lot of streamers who have refused to go live, or a lot like dude. That day, so many of the top streamers are like, well, maybe I don't go live for a while. Well, maybe I just go on a little bit of a break. No, I'm being dead ass. Like there were streamers.
When was this?
This rolled out, I believe, on August 1st. I believe was the rollout. Now, I'm going to be real. I lost 800 viewers when that rollback happened. I lost 800.
Fell off.
I know. I saw streamers lose 13,000 on that day. Then they stopped going live after that. Because the thing is that people got to realize viewbots are coming in from everywhere. The hardest part is, and I don't believe anybody should be banned, because it actually is true. There are, unless you have like forensic evidence that it is this streamer doing it themselves, otherwise, what the fuck are you gonna do, right? Because the thing is, there are streamers that are viewbotting themselves. There are, and I'm just gonna be real, there are chatters who will bot their streams. And even more so, there are so many advertisers that are also botting their preferred creators as well as companies.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like Hoyoverse as a company used to viewbot my streams every single time I would go live by 3,000 to 4,000 people. Once they blacklisted me, they stopped doing that. By the way, they never told me they were doing that. I knew they were doing that. Then I got that confirmed 2 years later that they were doing that. And as well as during Progressive, I got confirmation that Progressive was botting creators like Will Neff and Caroline Kwan for 30,000 view
That's
bots.
insane.
Isn't this bad for advertisers?
It's
It's
horrible.
horrible for advertisers. They're getting hit. But I mean, unless that's your
pull out.
prime, unless like it's like you're saying with like Hoyoverse, it's like you're focusing on that one thing to pump your product, then okay,
Yes.
you have a business impetus, right? Because you're trying to make them look good because they're hyping your product. But other than that, right? In general, for advertisers that don't know about this, yeah, it's horrible. And if you were an advertiser that was paying for that, yeah, you would be really, really mad.
Yeah. The other thing is,
Could you sue? Like, could that be a lawsuit?
Yes,
If you just
yes,
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm saying.
absolutely could. It absolutely
It's
could. That's a
false.
fraudulent and deceptive practice that is could be
Yeah.
under any state's consumer laws or federal consumer laws. 100%.
what is the
regulatory action that
statute of
is-
limitations for that?
No, it's an ongoing thing. It's
Really?
an ongoing thing. So like if you've been doing it for whatever, they can come back. They can get that right now. The statute of limitations, yeah, they're not going to go back like 20 years and get what we did 20 years ago. But this
Yeah.
is stuff that's ongoing pretty recently.
Yeah, 'cause,
So
like,
I
when-
don't think they have to dig that far back.
When this was like maybe four and a half years ago, when I realized that I got blacklisted and I lost all those viewers, I actually thought I should just quit streaming because it's so demoralizing. I've even had another friend who was being botted for around like 500-600 and they didn't know. And once they all fell off and they dropped down to like 300 viewers, they're like, should I just quit streaming? It's actually very predatory. I've even had people viewbot me for like, I think someone viewbotted me for 20,000 for like 30 minutes. And then everybody went to Twitter, screenshotted that.
Same
and said,
numbers.
Yeah, they said, fuck this guy, fuck this guy. I was getting botted on Kick for, what was it? 1.1 million viewers for 2 hours.
Yeah, that happened to me
That's
too.
just kick though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But like that's the reason why it's so hard is because there's predatory viewbotting, there's people who are doing it, there's companies that are doing it, and then there are people who are like, I love this streamer, I want them to do good, bottom up, and then they fall
And
out of
then
love.
if they added in safeguards, what people could do is like hate viewbot. So if like they
Yes.
knew that viewbotting was going to get your channel banned, people will come in and viewbot you to get you banned, right? So like that's
Damn.
there's there's 4D chess here with this.
Yeah. Sorry, the exact number was I was being botted on Kick for 3.7 million viewers. Sorry, thank you, Jeff. for
That's
correcting me.
insane.
You're doing a Lacey cosplay.
Yeah, slow day. Yeah, that's one thing there's one thing about Lacey that really bothered me. I got baited really hard. Did you guys see the clip of him giving up his dog?
No.
No, yeah.
Was it a fake clip?
It was a fake clip. I got baited so hard, but this guy told me, yeah, I rented the dog out for like 2 weeks, but it just wasn't pulling in the numbers, so I gave it back to the shelter. And I'm like, bro, fuck you, bitch, for making me hate you even more. Because I do think Lacey is funny sometimes. But I mean, sometimes I feel like streamers need to move away from this. So like NMP, for example, dry humor is people are now saying people with bad delivery on their jokes are people who have dry humor. And it's like, if you say something completely dead ass, completely serious, how the fuck do you expect me to know it's a joke? Like, what was the joke? Like, NMP's.
Dude, I love the discussion about jokes.
But it's like,
you just had that.
Go ahead, Nux.
Sorry. You were just talking to Destiny yesterday, right?
Yes.
Like he had all those jokes about like drowning children and stuff.
Yes.
And it's like, I thought comedy is legal. I hope your children die. Comedy's legal, bro.
I know. It's
kids
like,
should die. Comedy's legal.
Yeah. I feel
what's
like
the joke?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, but you guys joke about this. It's like, yeah, retard. Two things can be bad at once. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like there's
but these conservatives.
Well, it's like insults and defamation. It's like I've been trying to get this out there, and like I've been preaching this for the last couple of years. It's like you can call someone stupid, you can call them dumb, but the second you call them a criminal, like you've now crossed the line, right? Like,
Absolutely.
and people need to be aware, like they're just crossing this line flippantly. They're just going out there and saying these things like oh, you can say them because they're used to the internet, and the internet people say these things and get away with it. And when it's some random anon, that's one thing. But when it's a content creator that is now saying this, they're giving you a cause of action. They're opening up a cause of action. But all they're doing, because they're so low IQ, is just parroting their chat. But the chat isn't who's going to get sued. It's the guy who's got the money. It's the person with the deep pockets. And when you get up high enough, eventually someone's going to come after someone who's big. I don't know, maybe one Piker or somebody with that name, who's defamed somebody and has money, right, and has assets that can be seized.
The only reason why these
thing
streamers
is,
are so
like-
lucky is that there's barely any lawyers that actually know how to deal with internet lawsuits. As a guy,
and Tectone, that's
Yeah.
the big problem.
Yes.
Is that right now in the legal field, it's one reason why I left my law firm and went in-house and I'm doing my own thing now, is because there's a massive generational gap.
Yes.
There's the people that are they're going to die in the chair as senior partners, equity partners, and there's the associates that are fresh out of law school being used as like indentured servants. Like, it's bad.
Yep.
And of course, all these things are going to get nuked by AI, which is going to do a lot of the research and the heavy lifting on document production in the future. So it's going to be very interesting. And I think there's going to be a shift when that generation comes out and a generation moves up and in that understands these things and says, we gotta be nimble with the law to get these internet people, because they're getting away with essentially murder, things that would not be okay if it was everybody in the same room talking to each other.
Absolutely.
Face to face.
Yeah, and as a guy where people have said a lot of horrible things about me, I have worked with not one, not two, not five, but 7 different lawyers until I found the 8th one that actually knew what the fuck to do with people saying this horrific shit offline. Thankfully, I'm now working with Ethan Klein's lawyer, who is a fucking genius, by the way. And something big will be coming very soon.
His trap card, I will say, his trap card that he laid on the orbiters was just so, and it's just, they played right into it because they have a playbook. And if you just study the playbook and you're like, this is what they're going to do. And they did exactly what they do every single time, because people get lazy and complacent and they fall into these bad patterns without ever going through any self-analysis. And they don't take in outside criticism. And, people may think I was trolling or joking, but genuinely, I think all of those people could have given up information and actually gotten out of this and settled with Ethan. I think that Frogan, Casey Tron, and Denims, they could have gotten out of this if they genuinely gave him what he wanted, but they decided not to do that.
Yep.
Casey Tron for sure.
I am curious. What is going on with Frogan, Denims, and Casey Tron? I haven't heard of anything about them in weeks. Like, are they just gone?
Well, the thing is, as Nux knows from back in the Niji days, and as all the lawyer memes, the thing is shut up when you're being sued.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it. And as a content creator, it's the hardest thing ever, because you want to talk about it, but you cannot talk about it. So honestly, and this is me giving them a little bit of credit, if they've gone silent, that's better than getting on and talking and yapping about it. Because what happens is, not only do you subject yourself to all of those statements being admissible, because those are public statements, but you get content creators like all of us and me for like law tubers, etc., all making commentary on how stupid the stuff you're saying is. So it digs you in way, way, way deep.
True.
Denims did respond, right? Like right away. Like I remember she had like
that
a
was
response.
stupid. That was stupid as hell that she did that. Yes.
That's weird because Denims is so smart.
Rogan's the only one that disappeared. Yeah, Denims is.
When are you guys
smart.
playing Mario Kart?
I can't believe this dumb bitch was like, and he was trying to slide on me when he invited me to Fortnite. What the? Am I a fucking 5-year-old kid? Am I inviting you on a date to play Fortnite? What the fuck was that?
Oh, you Riz.
That's
Come
autistic
on,
Riz.
That was some 14-year-old Tectone Riz.
Yeah, like what the fuck, bro? That's
Mario Kart and chill. Mario Kart and chill.
like
It's Tectone. You have to sue her, then you could settle if she plays Mario Kart with you.
Dude, you know what's crazy? 28,000 people liked her tweet thinking that I was trying to slide on Denims because I invited her to play Fortnite. That's
28,000 virgins, bro.
dude, it's like, this is why I don't take these Twitter mobs seriously, because they're just a bunch of fucking idiots, and they were never going to watch me to begin with. If they're this fucking stupid, they're not going to want to engage with my content in any way, shape, or form. So I didn't have to fucking worry about
That's the secret. That's the secret sauce, is you stop worrying about the people that are never going to be watching you anyway.
Absolutely. It's like, okay, so the other day, this was 3 days ago, this chick, I don't know what the fuck they are. They had a trans flag, they had a Palestinian flag in their bio, and they had like some 5-letter word, and they had like an anime
You know what I call those people? You know what I call those people?
What?
Don't say
I
that
call
slur.
them flaggots.
Flaggots? That's a great name. I actually put a flag in my name just to be ironic. I put the American flag in my name. Flaggots, I like that. Good call getting out of the camera, Andrew. Very smart. Yeah. Yeah. So they said that Jay Schlatt should remove me from GamerSupps immediately because of all the things that I'm posting, as well as another content creator as Kirsha. Which
Are they trying to like? Aren't they trying to cancel GamerSupps over like? I saw something about the owner or something like that, and then what? Like they're trying to. How are they trying to cancel GamerSupps?
Yeah, apparently one of the owners was like being too based. And so, yeah, they want to cancel GamerSupps for that. Nothing's going to happen. GamerSupps is a great product. Nobody fucking cares. I drink this shit every fucking day. Use code BALDY for 10% off.
I'm glad they stuck by their guns on that, because they need more companies that are just like, they're just saying no. Just being like, no, we're not going to do that.
The only time, and I worked with GamerSupps for like 3.5 years now. The only time they've ever talked to me and said, hey, don't do that, was when, so I was getting a whole shit ton of death threats. And one I thought was really funny, because this one guy said he was going to come to my house. He said he was going to kill me. And then because I say that I'm 22% black, this guy just called me the hard R. So I screenshot all the things that he said to me, and I just posted it. And they say, hey, man, maybe we like don't post the hard R on our Twitter profile. And that's the only thing they've ever said. Other than that, they're incredibly easy to work with. And that's very refreshing, where I actually lost $75,000 in sponsorships because I posted an image of John Cena, which is John Cena as the Chinese.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
You get this off the Chinese.
Who are your sponsors, bro?
China.
Damn.
Did you see the Hassan gotcha thing?
You gotta be careful with that sort of stuff, because that is the stuff, especially when it cuts into those issues. Yeah.
Did you see the Hassan gotcha thing, where Hassan said that anyone that promotes gotcha games is literally promoting gambling and it's immoral and no one should ever do it? And then like 2 weeks later, he got a gotcha sponsorship.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, roll here on this Chinese gotcha game.
Yeah.
Socialism is when I have no house.
Yeah.
It's sour grapes. It's always sour grapes with Hassan.
Oh man,
He does bench more than Destiny though, so like you got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
Is that
Trust the man.
Is that difficult to bench more than Destiny?
No. I will say, I really hope this whole weightlifting gym bro mindset does become more infectious to the platform, because
it has to be.
Yeah, because
but you do know that's a very according to statistics, that's a very extreme right wing thing to work out. So obviously Hassan is very far right.
Of course, yeah, the MAGA body, because they're in shape. Dude, I was talking to Donut Operator about that. It's like, so all conservatives are in shape and all leftists are pussies, or what is this?
Dude, that's the whole Sydney Sweeney thing also. Attractive woman, Nazis. Nazism.
Well, it's like you just look at the people that are making the criticisms, and it speaks for itself. The evidence speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Have you guys met a Hassan fan like in the real world? You know what I mean?
IRL, I've never met IRL a Hassan fan. That is somebody IRL. They're like,
Like, do they
I'm
go
a genuine
outside?
fan of
Is it
Hassan.
like basement people mostly? Like, they're like, capitalism,
I will say one of the
to be
things
fair-
that actually bothers me a lot is one of the greatest people I know is like one of Hassan's best friends, and it makes no sense to me at all. I don't get it. There's this guy called there's this guy called Will Neff, and he's like the fucking man. He is like such a good dude. He's been like a great friend to everybody, and I just do not understand why he fucks with Hassan so much. It makes no sense.
You should, but the thing is, Tectone, man, it's good to talk to those people to get to understand that. You know, that's
Yeah.
why I like to say, like, you know, people are welcome if they're going to be respectful. I don't care who you follow and you watch or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't care. Like, I've got people in my chat, they're like, oh, I'm a Hassan fan. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. As long as you're like able to have a reasonable conversation, like we can talk this thing out. Like if Hassan would be able to get on a stream and not defame somebody, you know, and talk and have a intellectual discussion, actual intellectual discussion, that'd be fine, right? But the problem is that people go to the ad hominem, they go to the you're a Yahtzee, you're a this, you're a that, you're a, you know, and that's their way of functioning rather than actually talking about the ideas. Because I think like if you sat down all the big content creators in a you know one room and you took away all of the ad hominem and personal attacks, all the other stuff, they would actually eventually start to agree on certain issues.
I agree. This is a big thing that I had with Destiny
do agree with
yesterday.
you.
Well, let me get into this real quick next. So yesterday, I wanted to have just a discussion with Destiny. My entire point was to have a casual discussion. And I think me and Destiny actually accomplished that because I wanted to see what type of guy he was if we were to just talk. And overall, when we were just talking, it was actually fine. But the problem is that his chat was convinced that we were debating because everybody wants everything to be a fucking fight. So when we were having a casual conversation, things were being thrown around like, L-Tone, this guy has no idea what's going on. Is this guy retarded? And it's like, bro, I'm literally just joking with this guy, acting like I'm not understanding it because we're just two guys having a normal conversation. There is no stakes on the line. I did no research for anything because why would I? It's a casual conversation. But everybody wants to get dunks on people and nobody wants to actually fucking talk. Because, I mean, I'll be real. Like, did anybody think I was going to get Destiny on call and get him to say, you know what? I never thought about that. I'm going to change my mind. Obviously, that's not going to fucking happen. All right.
No,
So,
but what you can do and what you did is much more effective. You're able to say, hey, look, we connect as people, right? I think we're missing this. Like, hey, we're all human beings. We're all people here, right? We need to understand that there's a person on the other side of that who's got friends, who's got family, who's got people that love them, right? They in their thoughts like are coming from somewhere, right? There's some basis for their thoughts. So if you treat them with like a modicum of respect, like just a modicum, you don't have to do it, but just as a human being, we're gonna treat each other with like a base level of not calling each other criminals and you know whatever PDFs and all this other stuff. We're just gonna have a conversation and connect where we can, and then when we disagree, which by the way will be in the minority of things, and will be on the things that by the way probably don't affect your personal day-to-day life. It'll be on abstract concepts or broader, like higher level concepts, which really don't affect you day to day. Like, you know, if you guys were playing a video game, it's not like you're gonna like argue his tactics, like, oh man, you took a shotgun instead of a sniper, right? Like, these things you probably would agree on, right? The general.
You can agree to disagree, right?
You make a lot of good points.
I'm way too reasonable.
I agree with the idea of having conversations with people you disagree with. I'm very good about that as well. There is a line though. I would never want to just have a friendly conversation with Jeffrey Epstein, where we just hang out and get some beers. All right, I just don't want to. He's a rapist.
Speak for yourself,
pedophile.
buddy.
All right.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
obviously,
because there are people that are way
agree.
past the line, right? Now, there's people that are like way past the line that irredeemable.
I'm glad you agree. So we agree there's a line, right?
There is a line.
So for me, Hassan is past the line. You support terrorist organizations, you're past the line.
Yes.
With all due respect.
Yes.
So I
Well, that's
agree
in nuts, that can be your personal line, right? Because like your
Absolutely.
line can be somewhere and my line can be somewhere else, right? And so I could say,
Agreed.
hey, I'm willing to have a conversation with this person. I mean, my standard is this person going to have a good faith conversation with me? Or there's going to be a bad faith conversation. It's going to be a gotcha conversation.
I agree with you. I completely agree. There is definitely a line, and there are some people that I'm not willing to, you know, just have a friendly time with. Like with Destiny, for example. I don't know if you know this. I met up with Destiny in person, actually. We went for drinks and
Did you guys fuck?
Did his girlfriend try to fuck you?
Not. She might have. No, she didn't. But you know, it was a nice time. And
Was
and
Fuentes
we were
there?
talking.
Off camera again. Off camera.
it was me,
I need
Destiny,
some
and
of my
Nick
tie
Fuentes,
inhaler here to
Yeah.
keep going.
and a cat
Oh,
boy.
so good.
It was 4 of us. It was me, Destiny, Fuentes, and a cat boy. We all got together, and it was
Who
great.
was sitting in the chair, Nux? Who was sitting in the chair?
iDubbbz.
Yeah, no, but it was, and you know, we had normal conversation. We talked about lots of things. Obviously, we view the world very differently. Like he's a hardcore gay theist, and I am not. I am, you know, I believe in God and stuff like that. And we had, you know, discussions like that.
Amen.
I have no issue with the guy in that regard. This was before the whole, you know, revenge porn allegations thing happened. Which definitely soured my opinion of him, to be honest.
Wait, Nux.
Yeah.
Is Hassan redeemable to you ever, though? Like, what would it take for
No.
him to be redeemable? No?
He can't. No, he's not.
What about you, Tech?
Oh, absolutely not. I've already humored him with the conversation once. At this point, absolutely not. The only time I mean this genuinely. I want to beat the fuck out of that guy. Like
Did
genuinely.
you say that on Twitch?
I don't know. In a boxing ring.
In Los
But
Angeles,
the
in his
thing is,
house?
like,
Yeah.
but here's the point: is that could happen. Like the FAFO could happen, and then after that happens, someone could be redeemable.
See, but like here's the thing. All right, I firsthand know. Look, I had a family member that was murdered by Hamas. Okay, on October 7th. So like when I see Hassan just going full support for actual terrorist organizations that are not just killing Jews, right? They're killing their own people, right? They are killing and starving their own people in Gaza. I know you don't want to talk about politics, but these are demons, all right? And then you have Hassan supporting the Houthis, which have 8-year-old sex slaves, and are 377,000 people were killed in Yemen, and the Houthis contributed to that shit. Okay, so when he 10 toes down supports them, no, I don't think he's redeemable.
Yeah. Plus, he's super gay. Anyways, let's talk about VShojo. We have 5 minutes left of this podcast. Any thoughts from you guys on what happened with VShojo? It seems like everything has come to an end. There are a couple of things that I have been asked to
I don't
not
know
talk
about
about.
end. I don't know about end because I think that like Ironmouse has got some stuff cooking, but it's gonna take time for that stuff to go
Yes,
through.
the-
Like it's not people expect on the internet expect like lawsuits and regulatory action, all this stuff to happen like tomorrow. That's not the speed stuff happen.
Yeah, the thing with Ironmouse though is I don't really think she's been handling this the best because she's kind of been silencing a lot of people trying to help by saying anybody besides the girls doesn't know what they're talking about, which just isn't true.
I think it's because she wants to stay out of drama.
Sure.
She wants to stay out of
Sure.
drama as much as she can, despite like she wanted to leave, right? She wanted to leave VShojo.
Yes.
And she wanted it to be like as smooth as possible. I personally, I will admit, I did not lose sleep over the giant VShojo downfall.
Okay.
But,
Sure.
Hot take.
Max, really?
Any-
Oh, I'm so shocked. I am so shocked that you did not lose sleep over that.
yeah.
Hot
I'll
take.
admit
Any online clan is so gay. Like FaZe clan, anything like a big social gathering of streamers, I think it's cringe in my opinion. I
I'm
don't
very
know
glad
about
that
that.
people.
When they call themselves a family, it's like join us and join the family. It's like, all right, you're a cult.
I think
Well, I'm very
Yeah,
glad that people felt, or at least their lawyers probably told them, "Hey, just go ahead and break this NDA," because, like, you know, at a certain point, these things need to be said and put out there, and people need to know the truth, right? Because the fans they deserve to know the truth, and I think a lot of those, when the NDAs are eventually, you know, their individual lawyers tell them, "Yeah, go ahead and talk," which will come eventually. It's gonna be big, right? Because like once the bigger streamers are allowed to say everything, that will be a moment, and that may be 6 months from now or a year from now. We'll see.
yeah.
I just feel like there might be another party involved legally, and I'm curious to see what happens there before I.
Yeah, there's
I
one
don't wanna-
big bad evil that I've been told about, but I've been asked to not talk about yet.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like
yes.
that ball will drop when it drops.
I just don't know if it's gonna drop. That's the thing. That's the thing that really bothers me because I've known about this shit as well as Nux has known about this shit for like over 2 fucking years, And if it were me, man, I would just rip the well, maybe a little bit longer for you, Nux. I just wish they would just rip the fucking Band-Aid off and just fucking get on with it. I know there's a right way to do things, but there's like a content way to do things, and I say we just fucking just get it all out there, get it all out, nice and stinky, get down in the mud, and just fucking tell it how it is. But
sometimes
I was backstabbed. I was backstabbed by a lot of
best.
people. I was backstabbed by a lot of people over my YouTube career over the last month. You know, fucking Mike from PA got banned on Twitch, and VShojo had a downfall. Even Mudahar got.
You got that post-Nux clarity now.
Post-Nux clarity.
That was crazy.
The first time I heard that, I almost died. But yeah, that's it. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm good.
Maybe
to wait.
you should switch to a different topic.
Yes, good one.
One
No,
minute
the zinger. Damn, bro, he's too good. Well,
my favorite lawsuit on the internet. There's one lawsuit on the internet that Andrew mentioned a little earlier, but I think it's easily the funniest content creator lawsuit going on right now, and I am so invested. The Candace Owens lawsuit is easily the greatest lawsuit ever.
That's like locale on locale action. It's so hilarious. And the thing, but at the end of the day, evidentiarily, like the woman takes a test, and the case is over. Like,
Tectone, do you know what's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Okay, all right, I gotta go. This is amazing.
Okay,
So,
be quick. Yeah.
I love this because Candace Owens is my favorite retard on the internet.
Yeah.
She really is. Absolutely. So she gets millions of views on all of her videos. She's massive. I don't think people realize how big she is.
Okay.
She had a 5-part series, each part getting millions of views, where she did an investigation, quote unquote, where she discovered that the Prime Minister of France, his wife Brigitte, is secretly a trans man that is also Macron's own father, who transitioned and then groomed him and then married him.
What
as in an incestual transsexual relationship. And she came up with this 5-part video series, and she talks about this all. So this was 5-part video, and also she kept mentioning it every time she could. Her evidence is hot garbage. It's hilarious. And Macron, the Prime Minister of France, is suing her for defamation.
What the fuck?
This is the greatest lolcow lawsuit of all time.
In a U.S. court.
Okay.
And Candace Owens keeps making up like theories. Like even now, she's still yapping. She says that Macron came to America at some point to do a debate, to talk to Trump about tariffs on France. Right?
Yes.
So she claimed that was a facade. The real reason why Macron came to America was to pressure Trump to force Candace Owens into silence. And she knows this because she has a friend that works with someone in the White House who knows Trump personally that told her.
Okay, so she's
That's
a little bit
information.
wild.
That is admissible in court. That is super admissible.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. So here's the best part. All right, it keeps getting better. So this is another one of her claims that she said. She said that France is holding up the peace treaty between Russia and Ukraine. And the reason why France is holding it up is because they want to put maximum pressure on Trump to get Candace Owens to stop talking about how Macron's wife is secretly his transgender father that groomed him.
That's stolen valor from Michelle Obama. Fucked up.
True. No, but like everything I'm telling you
saying that
is completely true.
The God complex is all about me. Like that's smoking too much of your own product.
That's
right
insane.
There.
Well, this was great, but I said 1 hour. It's been 1 hour. So I'll let you guys get at it. There's so much more shit I want to talk about, but unfortunately, that is our allotted time. So,
awesome.
Leave a mindset, WestJet, Nux, you guys were great. This was fun as fuck.
Yes, sir.
I hope you guys enjoyed this shit. If you ever want to talk again, hit me up anytime.
Yeah.
For sure. Have a good one, man.
Hell yeah. Peace, boys. Easy and clean. If you enjoyed that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe.